What's going on, Internet? The Hokage here, aka TBH. And to be honest, I'd like to welcome you back to the Gaming Illuminati podcast. I am barely alive for episode 75. But before we get into it, let me introduce you to my co-host. The first of which is playing Magic the Gathering during the recording, even though he shouldn't.
You really gonna do that?
Yeah.
You really just gonna do that? You gonna write that right?
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed.
Ethos, say what up to the people.
Yo, what's up, everybody? You know, we out here playing Magic.
Yeah. My second co-host retired from BA 2K19 pretty early this season to be an assassin full time. Says he's frustrated with the game, even though the patch notes came out. But whatever. Say what up to the people, Jay.
Hey man, I'm gonna come back, yo. I'm gonna come back. We'll see what happens. Y'all said you said 2K was a good experience for y'all last night.
Yeah, I had fun last night. That's why I was up late. So I had to fix my record, but whatever.
That's what I heard.
Oh yeah, besides, the ending. But we'll talk about that later. Today's guest goes by Dan Natural. He's a Patreon backer, so we appreciate that, man. Say what up to the people and shout out your social medias, whatever you want, man.
What's good, y'all? If y'all new, make sure y'all following everything GI. If y'all still around and y'all haven't, make sure y'all following everything GI. I'm Dan Naturals on Instagram and Twitch. YouTube and Twitch. And
One
Instagram.
word.
That's it.
What do you post?
I do meme videos on like Fortnite, and then sometimes I talk about video games.
That.
Nice. And if you would like to appear on the next show, please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/GI updates. We have all different type of rewards in line for those who choose to financially support us. Link in the description box below if you're viewing the video version at youtube.com/GI updates. And of course, feel free to take the show on the go. The GI podcast is available on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Store, Spotify, and all other major podcast outlets. Make sure to download our free app. Get the latest news on iOS and Android. It's totally free. Just search Gaming Illuminati on your respective app store. But before you do that, keep in mind that we spell Illuminati with the word naughty as in naughty or nice. Before we get into the show, though, we got some big games to talk about, but I decided to put this at the top of the notes because it's not that important, but I just wanted to put out there what free games all you broke boys and broke girls are going to be getting. So for all the PlayStation Nation out there, for the month of October, if you were unaware, you were getting Friday the 13th, the game, which is available for download right now. Laser League, The Bridge, Rocket Bird 2, 2064, read-only memories. I have no clue what those games are. That's for the PS4. On PS3, you get Master Reboot, The Bridge, and then on the Vita, Rocket Bird 2, 2064, The Bridge. Basically, some of those games are cross-platform with the saves, and you can play them and stuff like that. So that's what you get on PSN. For the Xbox Nation, you guys are getting, come on, Link, load up. You guys are going to be getting Hitman Blood Money for the 360, Overcooked for Xbox One, Victor Ran, which is a pretty decent game on the Xbox One, and then Stuntman Ignition. Those are your four free games. And then over on the PC side, yo, who's playing a beat? Yo, that comes up. Somebody's playing a beat. I can hear that shit. It comes up in the audio, bro.
What beat? What are you talking about?
Yeah, okay.
Music in the background.
Yeah, what
okay.
I mean,
Yeah. Don't play. Yeah, don't play nothing, boy.
Nobody play no beat. What you talking about, bro?
Yeah, all right, Magic. And then on PC, for Twitch, basically, for if you're like a Twitch Prime member, you guys get Darksiders War Master Edition. That's a great game. You get Soma, Santorium, and then System Shock. So those are all the free games everybody's gonna be getting this month. If you're broke, you can't play Red Dead, you can't play Soul Calibur or My Hero or any of these great games coming out. At least you can play Darksiders from like 10 years ago. There's that. All right. Speaking of Soul Calibur, opening conversation. Since the last podcast, Soul Calibur 6, the beta went down. The full game comes out the 19th, I believe, which comes out the week of this podcast, I believe, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So perfect timing. So I guess we can kind of talk about our first impressions with Soul Calibur 6. I'm actually give the floor to Ethos because you're notorious for being known not liking fighting games. What were your impressions of Soul Calibur 6 after getting some hands-on time with the beta?
To set the record straight, I never said I didn't like fighting games. I just but I'm nice at this game. I'm definitely nice at this game.
That's not what I asked you. Like,
I'm telling you, I'm nice at this game.
I said, okay? What do you think? This motherfucker said, I'm nice.
And because I'm nice at this game, I like this game. So, no, it's lit. I played one Soul Calibur back in the day, and I like that. The one with Yoda and Darth Vader in it. And then I like I said at E3, 4. I found out that was that 4?
That was 4, yeah.
So then I found out Yoda was broken because I played him all the time. I realized I wasn't. I realized I wasn't shit. So that hurt my feelings. But no, the game is fun. I love the combat. I can understand it. I love all the characters. I'm gonna, be maining out here 2 characters. So, I'm gonna be ready for this GI esports team. Let's go. So,
nice,
yeah.
nice. What about you, Dan? What was your experience with Soul Calibur 6?
So my first actual experience, I only got to play one game and I couldn't connect to anyone else for an hour. That was fun. But when I actually got to play some, I only played Yoshimitsu because that's like, I like seeing the one character stick around but change like visually throughout the game, like that. It's dope. I like the new abilities they gave him and some of the rebindings they gave him. They switched some of his like moves around, which is pretty dope. Trying to make it like feel a little more fresh, I guess. The visuals are dope. Soundtrack's like up there too. I like the clashes when you're both low and you're about to hit each other, whoever gets the hit and it slows down, dude. They look like they're doing it right. I want to see the story and some side modes and some substance to it, but it's fun.
Okay. I thoroughly enjoyed this beta. Besides what you were talking about, like finding people, but I can't get mad at that because it was a beta. And then also the workaround was just put it on all regions and all connection types, because for some reason, even though it was all connection types, I was still getting mostly non-laggy matches. So like the little bars that they were showing on the screen, they weren't accurate. They need to clean that up.
Yeah, so should have tried that.
Yeah, so for me it wasn't that hard to find a match, but I enjoyed it for the most part, just because it felt like a fighter that wasn't full of bullshit. Most of these fighters coming out nowadays are super cheesy, full of stuff that people can exploit, and this was just like it felt like it was balanced. It felt like I didn't feel like I was getting bullshitted. When I lost, I wasn't mad. Like I got beat by somebody who was better, even though I barely lost. But I'm nice too. But yeah, I had fun with it. I enjoy the characters. I agree with you. The soundtrack is fire. The visual was nice, and I'm looking forward to it. I think this might be a fighter I might actually invest a good amount of time in and trying to learn, because it's different. What about you, Jay?
Had a good experience. Also had the same problem with Dan. I didn't have to wait an hour though. That's just utterly ridiculous. But I had a couple of issues where like I had to wait like maybe 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes at the max. But that was fine. Obviously we're that's what we're testing it for. But I like the game. Like it feels like I'm back at home. Like Soul Calibur has been going for a while, and I'm glad that they finally brought it back. I feel like it's a game that even though people were complaining about people button mashing, it's like you can't really blame them because there was no practice mode. Like
I was spanking button mashers, bro. Like great.
You can abuse that, no problem.
Yeah, it actually is. Like if you're a decent player, you can counter that easy. So I wasn't complaining about that. I've seen people that were though. Connections, it was fine for me. Like once I actually got into a match, I only had like maybe one match out of like the 6 or 7 that I played during that period where it was a little bit laggy, but it was fine. Like this would be another game that I can actually invest a lot of time into, and I don't feel like I have to play it like 10 hours a day in order to get like real nice. I really just want to be Nomad at the end of the day because you've been talking a lot of shit. So.
Facts. Nope. One thing that I really liked was all the characters. They felt different. They felt unique. So like every fight wasn't the same. They introduced a couple of new characters. I want to see what the story is looking like, and then that character customization, because one thing that I always loved about Soul Calibur, and I feel like it's really slept on, is the character customization. I spent a lot of time like remaking characters and stuff like that. I had like an old video of me from playing Soul Calibur 4 where I made like Iron Man and like Dr. Doom and a bunch of other different characters. So like the character customization has been good. I'm curious to see if it's still there. I just wish Bandai would stop doing these timed betas. This shit is annoying, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to wake up at 6 a.m. to play your game and stuff. Just if first of all, it's bad enough it's a closed beta. If it's a closed beta, just leave it open, okay? Because not everybody got a key anyway. You're trying to test your servers, right? Jesus fucking Christ! But I pre-ordered, so it doesn't matter.
It'll probably be a day one cop for me. I like fighting games, so. True.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Moving on to the other game that came out since the last podcast, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This is the follow-up to Assassin's Creed Origins. Got a lot of praise. Mr. Bayek, the black guy, took a black man to bring Assassin's Creed back. Now they're taking it back to the Western world there. And you could play as either a male or a female. The male's name is Alexios, and then the female is Cassandra. But you're not playing the game correctly unless you're playing Cassandra. Jay, I don't know, like, are you a big Assassin's fan? Like, what's your opinion on this? Because I haven't really heard you talk too much about Assassin's Creed.
No, I mean, we've been talking about this for years. Like, in case other listeners are not be paying attention, I have not played Assassin's Creed at all. Yeah. And I know that you all are super into it. You played every single one, so you all know the story. I'm coming into this like just green. I'm green as hell, but when I told you that I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey at E3, I was actually on board then. Like, it looked cool, and I heard what you were saying about it because you got some hands-on experience before I did. But when I actually played it and I was seeing like all the special moves that you can do, I was like, yo, like this looks actually dope. I don't know why I haven't actually played it before. I think maybe like after I didn't play the first two, I was just kind of turned off, because that's how I get. Like sometimes I just don't want to go back and play the previous ones. But with Odyssey, I'm like, yo, like I'm actually legit like kind of upset that I haven't played any earlier Assassin's Creed. I can see why you all like it. Like, this map is fucking huge, bro. I don't know like how big the maps were on the other Assassin's Creed, but Jesus Christ, like it's so much to do. It's super duper overwhelming. But I'm really into the story right now. I know like you do a lot of side missions before you get to the main missions, and Ace is playing it the same way, but from the story, from what I'm getting, even though I don't know a lot about the backstory from the previous ones, I'm really enjoying like what I'm doing so far. I like the Spartans and the Athenians going at it. I like the whole thing with the secret society, and I'm trying to get further into that just to see what they're about. And then like I'm not going to spoil it, but like you'll see some people, you're like, oh, like what just happened?
That's wild.
Yeah, where did you come from? So like it's super dope, and I'm really enjoying like what Ubisoft has done. But like, man, like this is really a 100-hour game. If you really do everything, this shit'll
Took
like
me 80 to beat
consume
Origins.
your life. Yeah, this will consume your life, man. I don't have time for that right now, so I'm trying to get through it. But obviously, like you got to do some side missions in order to level up, because otherwise you will get your ass whooped. You'll get your ass handed to you real easy by some of these mercenaries and stuff. So you do have to play some of that stuff. But like from my experience so far, man, I'm really enjoying it. So like I said, I'm just kind of upset that I haven't played any ones earlier. So
it honestly doesn't matter. You picked the right one to pick up, because this takes place before Origins. So I mean,
yeah,
like, you're technically playing the first game. So
well, yeah, I guess so. I'm it's another one for me, man. Just like with freaking Mass Effect, I'm kind of beating myself up for it, but it's all good. I'm enjoying myself.
True. What's the name? Like you said, I've mostly been doing side missions, but I've been enjoying the game mostly for what it is. I think my one critique with it compared to the previous games is it feels like Ubisoft is pushing the series more towards straight action, which is fine, giving us more action options. But it's just like I would have liked to seen more stealth options. It seems like it's way easier to get noticed by the AI. Like they be seeing me in ways that like doesn't even make sense. Like I be behind them, and then I'm not making any noise, and they somehow like they somehow still detect me and shit like that. Like it just seems like they want you to fight all the fucking time. I noticed like some of the ways that the military camps are set up to where it's almost impossible to do stealth. Like you have to jump in and just fight. And like I like to pick people off until I get caught, then I'll fight. But I don't want to just run in and fight every time. But
maybe you're just bad at the game.
No, I'm a beast. I have plenty of gameplay.
I don't know, man. I have gameplay of me stealthing entire game.
No, I have moments where I stealth the entire time, and there's other times where there's certain bases where like it's just set up like I don't know if I can stealth this one. Like I don't know.
That sounds like you're just bad at the game.
Yeah, okay. You hate
Ubisoft AI. We already know how they are. They're like notorious for being sometimes too good and sometimes really bad. So like you could trick them out a lot. But I see what you're saying though. Some of those bases are kind of weird. Like you will get caught eventually, and then it's just like whatever. Sometimes I run away, sometimes I fight,
and then all hell breaks loose if you didn't turn off the damn alarm.
Right.
One thing that I do like, I like the new like magic abilities and stuff like that. I love doing a little teleportation shit. The RPG elements, it can be a grind fest, but because I'm enjoying the story, it doesn't bother me. Especially like where I last left off the other night on stream. Like I'm not gonna spoil it, but like there were some really cool Easter eggs that I ran into that pay homage to like other games and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, Ubisoft, I see what you're doing here. And they might have hinted at something that we've been asking for a very long time.
Damn time.
Yeah, so I got really excited about that. But overall, I'm really enjoying it. I remember there was an article that came out recently that said they might bring back the multiplayer. So I'm curious to see what they would do with that too. I know you said before we started recording you didn't get a chance to actually play the game yet, Dan, but you had some opinions. What do you think about Odyssey?
I think it actually looks pretty dope. I've been hearing a lot of positive opinions too, which I like. I started paying attention to Assassin's Creeds around the time of like Syndicate, or when they were getting just like a bad rep. So I never really like cared to try it. Back in the day, I never really played them either. I've only played them at a friend's house. I played Black Flag a little bit. That was dope. I was gonna ask you guys, do you think this is a good one to like jump into, not playing any in the series? Like,
yeah.
Well, I mean, take
The
it from
story's
me, I did. So.
story's very easy to follow. It's very easy to follow. I was actually gonna ask y'all, what do y'all think of like the boating sections? Does that bother anybody? Did y'all enjoy it?
It actually doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. Like it's kind of tedious at times, but I'm actually not upset at the ship battles. They're actually like okay. It doesn't really like. I'm not excited about it, but at the same time, like it doesn't really bother me to just go through those actions whenever you see a ship. So it's fine.
Bro, I'm a simple man. I like boats.
Like I hated Black Flag, but
I'm fine with it.
I think because they added like more ship upgrades, so there's like more diversity in the fights. I guess it's not as bad. Like I still don't love it, but I don't hate it this time. Like J2, Ethos, you've been quiet. What's your opinion on Odyssey?
I like it. I mean, I loved Origins, so this is
Facts.
like Origins, just a little updated. So, with some new mechanics. Best I describe is like this game is like Witcher 3, Shadow of Mordor, and what's the other game I'd say? I'd say like Witcher 3, Shadow of Mordor, and so it's pretty cool.
You cut out. What was the last thing you said?
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh, okay. Actually, you know what? I said that too on stream the other day. I was like, kind of remind like it's just super open world like that. But I get what
All
you can.
major RPGs now are just like melting pots of just
Yeah, a bunch of
popular
different
RPGs. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they looked at like all the other games that are out, and they're like, what mechanics from these games did we like? And then they're like, all right, let's apply.
Pretty much.
Some of it sticks, some of them like, I don't know about that, and other things I'm just like, I'm.
Like,
So
I'm just waiting for a beat 'em up that doesn't have like an Arkham feel to it.
yeah, right, right.
Just like go hard for a little bit. Like
Mhm.
the remake of Devil May Cry got a pretty bad rep from just like story and reboots and all that extra BS.
Right.
Gameplay wise, very clean, very fun to just like go in, do some combos. I probably played through the campaign like 10 times, just like.
So I'm not the
what
only
the
one that
gameplay
didn't
is.
hate it. I thought people. I was like, did we play the same game? 'Cause I thought the game was
I thought
fun.
people were, the game was very fun. People were just tweaking. They just don't like their character being changed. People don't like change.
I feel that. So is this a game of the year contender to anybody based off what anybody play? Anybody want to jump off the ship on this one? Anybody want to jump out and say that?
I mean, it'll probably be nominated. I don't know if it'll win, but it'll be nominated at least.
It's looking like a potential based off like what's coming. I mean, Red Dead.
Bro, that's around the corner. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't say that right now.
So wait, are you? Because I know you're a big Red Dead fan, Jay. Are you dropping Assassin's Creed as soon as Red Dead comes out? Or are you gonna finish Assassin's first?
I'm hoping I can actually beat it. I
That ain't
doubt that
happening.
that'll happen. But like I said, like I'm trying not to get distracted. Y'all dudes want to play 2K all the damn time and trying to get me back into that.
2K. Whoa.
Tell 'em, Jason.
Last night was the first night I played 2K in like a week. What are you talking about, bro?
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
know?
I've been playing Assassin's Creed the entire time. I think I'm ahead of
everybody
you.
else been in the park. Well, yeah, you were a little bit ahead of me in level, but I don't think you're ahead of me in story.
That don't matter. You can run through the story,
You're probably
whatever.
close. You're probably close, but
Yeah, but I haven't played. That's been like Nomad and not Ethos, but Ace. They definitely been in the park every day. But nah, I've been playing Assassin's Creed.
Ace has been playing the same way that you have. Like he's like a level like 20 something now. Like, but he's been doing all the side missions.
I'm just gonna do them until I get tired of it, and then I'm gonna play the story. Because I forgot about that message board shit. There's like, if you want a game that's a
so
lot of
much, man.
content, this game's got a lot of content, bro. It literally is overwhelming. But I mean,
You're broke. You only got one, $60. Buy it.
yeah, I see what the reviewers are talking about. Like, it's to the point where it's almost too much. But I mean, I'd rather have too much than too little. So
Fact.
That's a fact. Yeah.
yeah, that's Assassin's Creed Odyssey. When we all finish it by in like 6 months, I'm sure we'll give our full opinions on it on the GI channel. Just subscribe at youtube.com/GI updates when we do a review. And those are some of the games that came out since the last podcast. All right, so moving on to the news section of the show. It's time for a nice little update. Well, kind of semi-nice update because we don't know the situation of everybody in the situation. But the last podcast, we were talking about the whole Walking Dead Telltale situation. Since the last podcast, the Walking Dead final finale season, whatever, has been picked up by Scalebound. I was about to say Scalebound. Skybound Games. Yeah, it's being published by Skybound Games. I guess they gave them the money that they needed. They picked it up and it's going to be finished. I am not familiar with Skybound Games. Does anybody know this company?
Yo, funny thing, I looked them up. Like when I saw the notes, I can't I don't know anything.
Are you saying they might be a loan shark or something?
I don't know.
Skybound.
I'm about to Google it
They
too.
got a bunch
Walking
of like
Dead?
titles and stuff.
I could have swore they're the publisher of Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
The actual show or like the comic book?
Yeah, the show. I think they're a publisher.
No, the comic.
Yeah, the comic.
Comic, yeah.
Because I would see Skybound when you'd load up Telltale, it would say Skybound. So like I was assuming that's because.
Oh yeah, on the
they're ones that
Wikipedia it says
licensed it.
it says they're the comic book publisher for The Walking Dead. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
I was looking at the titles. Oh wait, no, Oxenfree. Okay. Yeah,
They also
Oxenfree
make
was
Super
cool.
Fight, the card game.
Ah, okay. So they got a little money.
They do a lot. Yeah, they do a lot.
Oxenfree was a fun little experience, like a nice little
yeah,
supernatural
Game, it's about dialogue game.
Yeah. I like that. That was cool.
My question is, what does this mean for the rest of Telltale games? Are they only rescuing this one? Like,
I think for
Probably,
now, because
I think so.
maybe because it's in their best interest, they already do stuff with Walking Dead. So, like,
Well, I think they only just want to because they don't want to ruin the Walking Dead
I
brand.
feel like they just want to save the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Might put it to bed after.
JG, we're never getting Wolf Among Us.
I know, dog. It's a sad day.
but at least you get to finish Walking Dead. So for someone who's dumb enough to actually buy the game, Jay, how you feel about actually being able to finish the game, man?
Wow, you're just gonna come at me like that. So
Yeah,
dumb. I bought it. I bought it before.
I didn't know.
I did it. I really did it. But I mean, that's all good. I hope they finish it. But like I said, like with everything that's been going on, I hope that they can somehow find a middle ground, because it's still messed up. Whatever's going on with Telltale, like at the end of the day, people still lost their jobs. So it doesn't matter like who picked them up, like and that we can finish it. Like I'm still gonna feel bad if they don't end up getting some sort of retribution or recompensation for them just randomly getting fired and we not knowing
all the fun shit going
of
on.
what happened. Yeah, like it's crazy. So like I feel good. It's bittersweet. It's gonna be bittersweet.
Word.
Yeah,
It is what it is. I think it'll be interesting because once again, I think the story still isn't finished. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
And does this affect the quality of the game too?
Ooh, good point. Yeah.
I feel like if anything, it might bring it up because it's by like the like someone that's been with the comic running. I don't know.
But I'm curious. Like I think they said they were going to definitely bring on writers from Telltale, because obviously like they were writing out how the game was going to end. They had an idea, right? So I'm thinking that I'm like, okay, but like, what about like your artists and the programmers? Like, what if they like outsource or they use like their own? And what if they're not competent with like how the Telltale, because I think it's using Unreal Engine 4, like how, do they have experience using UE4? And then if they don't, how will that affect quality of the game, like compared to what Telltale's been releasing? Or it might be better, it might be worse. Like I don't know. That's just something I'm just like, I don't know how that's going to play out yet.
Right.
That's a big fact.
What's the name? Like only time will tell. JG will be our guinea pig. He'll get to play and see if it gets worse.
I'll let y'all know. I'll let y'all know.
What's the name? Speaking of canceled comic books, since we're talking about Scalebound, Iron Fist season 2 got canceled. Season 3, I mean. Well, so RIP to Danny Rand. I just wanted to put that in on the show notes, but I was just about to watch the show and I was like, damn, I got canceled.
No reason to now.
Yeah, I was like, should I even watch season 2? Like,
it don't matter now. Daredevil season 3 is next week, so.
Damn. You just gonna throw my man in the trash like that?
I'm just saying, like he said he didn't watch it yet, so it doesn't matter. Daredevil season 3 is on.
We better get a Heroes for Hire, like season 3.
We're never gonna get another Defenders.
Probably not.
I mean, they could still do it.
Yeah, he might get like the Constantine treatment. Like, I don't know if y'all followed the Arrowverse, or they canceled Constantine. He was on another network, then they brought him into the Arrowverse for like a couple episodes, and now he's a permanent member of the Legends of Tomorrow, and he appeared like on Arrow and some other, I think on the Flash and shit like that. So maybe they'll resurrect him in that way, and if he gets enough traction, maybe they'll bring it back. But now my man is in the Shadow Realm, Mr. Danny Rand, which is funny. I saw a lot of memes because if you watch the first season, he kept talking about how he's the immortal Iron Fist from Kung Lao to the Sword
Not
Defender.
Anymore.
Yeah, you're not immortal anymore, my guy. My bad though. We fucking went off the way of the damn notes and shit. So Splinter Cell, that's a Ubisoft game everybody wants to see, especially me. I'm a big Splinter Cell fan. People keep asking about it. We thought we were maybe going to see something at E3 this year, but it didn't happen. And during an interview with a magazine, Ubisoft rep was asked about why no Splinter Cell. It's one of the horses they got in their stable, and they said that we would love to do Splinter Cell. We love Prince of... Oh, they were also talking about Prince of Persia, my bad. We love Prince of Persia. I can't disclose any information at the time, but I can say we are fighting for resources. It's not a question of will, it's a question of means. So for some reason, they have the resources to do Assassin's Creed all the time, but they don't have the resources to do Splinter Cell or Prince of Persia. Dan, what do you think about this statement?
Yeah, I was trying to look up like their recent like releases because I don't really know all of them, but I know they pump out games like pretty quick. So I'm saying like Atlas comes out this week. I actually have a review code for that shit already. So like that's another game that's what I'm saying. Like, and I'd be down for a modern day Prince of Persia. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody would. Some like high movement base. Like,
I think
good amount of stealth, good amount of like beat 'em up. Like,
I think the Salt in the Wound is in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. There's a mission literally called the Prince of Persia where you meet a guy from Persia. No. Yeah, I was like, really, Ubisoft, y'all doing this? Like, it has nothing to do with Prince of Persia. That's the funny part too. It's just like an Easter egg. I was like, interesting.
Freaking assholes.
What about you, Ethos? I know you're a big Splinter Cell fan. How you feel about this?
This is bullshit. I don't buy it for 1 second. They don't have resources. If you got time to make the 2 opt, you got time to make Starlink Battle for Atlas, and you got time to pop out For Honor DLC and Steep, and you tell me you ain't got no time?
I forgot about Steep DLC.
You ain't got no time. No.
What about the Crew, bro?
That's the difference. The Crew and Steep are some of the biggest flops in recent memory, but that's ridiculous.
And now that they're working on Beyond Good and Evil, like you're. Like, it's different. You say we have low resources, or our resources are currently working on towards these projects. But to say you have no resources, I don't buy that. Not for 1 second. Like, nah, bro. You like. I think. Okay, here's conspiracy theory time. I think Ubisoft won't make a Splinter Cell game because they know it will not sell well.
That's what I think too. It's a cult classic.
Every stealth game never sells well. And on top of that,
but they took a chance to make Steep in the Crew. Like, what are we talking about?
Because those are different genres. That's like there's no Steep game in the market.
Maybe that's why they're pushing the Odyssey towards action, because they know stealth isn't selling.
And the Crew flopped because the Crew, I guess, from a progression standpoint and everything else,
it's just a stupid fucking game.
Yeah.
It's an open world driving game. I'll just play GTA where I can kill and I can drive. It's a pointless game. Bro.
It's like, why would you play the Crew when you have Forza and PlayStation 1 Gran Turismo? It's like, why would you go out and play the Crew too? It just doesn't, like, I guess they tried to make it with skills all across the United States. It's like, so it's the same thing. So you got a big ass world. What I'm gonna do is just drive from.
I don't want to drive from fucking DC to LA right now. Like, what do you mean? I want to do it in a video game.
I don't want to do that in a video game. And so, like, I just call it just straight BS. And I like, the reason why, and this is another reason why I'm heard about this, because Dishonored also got cut off. We're never gonna get a Dishonored for a couple of years now, and I love that game. But because people won't buy these stealth games, even though they're probably some of the best games in the world right now. There's no reason for any publisher in their right mind to be like, okay, let's pay a ton, let's give them a couple million so that they can make another stealth game. It's not gonna happen. And then I promise you, if they do bring Splinter Cell back, like what you said, TBH, they're gonna make it go towards Odyssey route. They're gonna make it more action based, and when they do that, that's gonna piss off all the fans because they're gonna like, we want a stealth game. What the hell is this? But the problem is that we already know that marketing-wise, you can't sell a stealth game to the mainstream demographic. They do not like those games. JG can attest. So, because of that, we are screwed. There is no way we're going to get a Splinter Cell game the way that we want.
Jesus.
Yo, sit up off your mic, bro. You over there peeking like a motherfucker, bro.
Slamming the damn desk.
What's the name? You know how I know this news is bullshit? Because just like last week, the news came out. I don't know if you guys saw this article. Ubisoft managed to fight off the hostile takeover from, I think the company was like V something. They're like, for like the past 5 years, they've been fighting off a hostile takeover. A bunch of, like, I guess people got together trying to buy up all the stock and shit from Ubisoft, and they managed to fight it off. If you can fight off a hostile takeover, you got money, bro. I ain't trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear it. So we'll see with this Splinter Cell. Maybe one day. Same thing with Prince of Persia. Although I like the last Prince of Persia, so I wouldn't be mad at another one.
So I would actually argue they've already went the action route. Remember Conviction and Blacklist? Those are ones I actually enjoy. I feel like those are easy ones. They definitely went away from
Blacklist was a stealth game, but it was a stealth game where if you got caught, you can do action. I don't mind stealth games like that, but just give me the option to be stealthy mainly still.
True.
This news is weird right here. So I've been talking about Rocksteady doing a Superman game all this damn time, and apparently they've been working on a Harry Potter game. Harry Potter, Rocksteady Games. This footage leaked online. I'm not sure who leaked it, but it's supposed to be like an open world Harry Potter action and adventure game. Some of the features, according to the article on gamingilluminaughty.com, you get to journey to Hogwarts to become one of the 8 different wizard types. Experience Hogwarts, make new friends, uncover new secrets, and change the fate of the wizarding world. Experience a new magic system that creates countless possibilities to master magic. Freely explore the wizarding world for the first time. Choose your house and friends at Hogwarts and decide to pursue a path of good or evil. Create your own witch or wizard and experience all new stories separate from the books or the films. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably one of the biggest Harry Potter people ever, but that does kind of interest me, being able to be good or evil and then it's an original story, just because I like to be an asshole in games and I can just run around, throw fireballs at I don't know.
I was thinking that I'm gonna keep on Harry Potter, but I was thinking that with Spider-Man, like I would love to just be like a dick and just go around and just like punch somebody. And have like a different like some kind of like cop meter. I don't know. Like,
be like the Black Spider-Man.
Yeah, they can work with with the symbiote suit.
Yeah. Like something different. Don't always be the good guy. But nah, this Harry Potter game could definitely be. This could be a top 5. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but I know the world's big, and I know like there's a lot to work with. And if they actually adapt everything fully and make good gameplay around it too, this could be big. Really big.
Yeah, I'm not like the game hasn't been confirmed, and
no, it's confirmed. That shit's real.
I'm mad, yo. Let me say that.
It hasn't been officially announced still.
I don't care. That shit is real. I saw the footage. That shit.
I mean, I'm mad. I didn't check the footage when I shit out, bro. Oh my god.
I got it. GG, I got it. You want it?
It's on the site. It's in the notes.
No, it's not.
No, it's been taken down.
It's been taken down. Yeah.
Don't worry, I downloaded it.
I didn't play the video. I had seen it already.
Let me watch it because the people who did see it though, they said that shit was lit.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. They blocked it.
So you thought you had it?
Hey, go on Pornhub. Go on Pornhub. I bet it's there.
Yeah, it's
probably, bro. Probably.
With the Jacquees remix.
Yo, first time I saw a little bit of Black Panther. Yeah, I'm not even lying.
It was on there. Yeah.
Before that Blu-ray came out.
Bad. So, so this still hasn't officially been announced. Let's say they're still working on it. We don't know if it's been canceled or not. Maybe it'll be revealed next E3. Is this something everybody will be willing to pick up?
Day one.
Yes.
Off the footage I saw, day one pick up.
Okay.
Day one cop. Facts.
Okay. What about co-op multiplayer? Is that something you want to see, or you just want a single player experience?
If they had co-op,
definitely.
Co-op will be dumb.
Too, not even a big Harry Potter fan. Still day one cop.
Yeah. Okay.
It was violent too. That's what I really liked. It wasn't like a PG-13 nice. Like I saw like he did this magic shit and he flipped a sword and he stabbed it through like a goblin. He was bleeding and shit. I was like, whoa, this is wild. And
he's stabbing motherfuckers like with a stick and shit.
No, like he used his wand and he used a spell and it flinged up a sword that was like knocked on the ground that a goblin had dropped, and then he flinged it at him and it went through his chest and he flinged him into a wall.
Has Harry Potter always been like that?
No. Not in the movies, but like in the mythos of the series, it's pretty violent. Like the Death Eaters are like they just go around murdering people.
Yeah, I could never get into the books and the movies. This shit always looked cheesy as fuck to me, but this game sounds violent as fuck. I like that.
It's based on the mythos. There's a lot like Dementors. Like I've seen all the movies and I read a lot of the books. They're pretty big.
You read, boy?
I mean, I would. Yeah, I read. There's pictures, But I mean, like, I wouldn't say like I'm like a huge like nerding out Harry Potter fan, but like I watched all the movies. I read like.
You don't got an invisibility cloak?
No, I wish. But I mean, yeah, it's a like what Dan was saying, like the mythos of the world. I think that's what everyone really likes, and everyone was always thinking about like a game like an MMO for Harry Potter, or like a chance that people could like you could play who you want and how you want, cool stuff. So
there's a lot of big worlds in like pop culture that could really use an MMO or just like an RPG, like a really strong one.
Right.
A lot.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this is one of them. And I hope they take some liberties, honestly. I hope they try to do some new things. I hope they try to have fun with it.
Right. And the thing that sold me was like that they're not following just you play as Harry. Like that's something that I'm just like, okay, this has been done. Can we please make it like we have our own character, or you pick somebody who's like separate, like maybe like one of like maybe Sirius Black, like he's one person in the story that's like Loki the goat. Maybe do something about his parents, or like maybe around I thought it would be really cool if they did a game when like Voldemort you already know the story, I think. But before Voldemort, you know, basically screws himself at the beginning of the first film, like that whole era where basically like everyone feared him and stuff like that, and he was like on this god tier shit. Like that had been a dope thing to be like a magician during that time, and like you getting hunted down by him and shit. Thought shit like that'd be lit.
Facts. But the game is still not officially confirmed. They ain't gonna show it till they ready to show it. Maybe next E3. There's no PlayStation Experience this year. That was canceled because they basically said they don't got shit to show. So it ain't showing during PlayStation Experience. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, especially because I'm from the outside looking in. I want to see what they do with this. And do a Batman Beyond game, Rocksteady. All right. Other PlayStation news. I don't even know why this is a big deal, but all fucking week my Twitch chat has been talking about how you can finally change your PSN ID, your username now. It'll start in early 2019. You'll be able to change your username finally. The first one is free. It's on the house. But after that, if you want to change your name again, it'll cost $5 if you're a PlayStation Plus member and $10 if you're not. And this news was really fucking weird to me because why would you want to change your username and not have PlayStation Plus? Like, you're not even playing any games online, so why are you changing your name? I don't get that part.
No idea.
The meme's finally dead. Damn. That's a
what
shame.
meme?
That like people have these terrible names on PlayStation because they made them when they're like 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they made them when they were like 12 and they regret them. There's videos of like mad people. Like it's very well made too. People like be sitting down and just like talking about their shitty ass names with like a bunch of X's and Z's and stuff like that. And why they made it.
Yeah, made a bunch of mistakes.
It's pretty funny.
It's a shameful thing. For example, it's like people like JoJo still has their name as like full of swag and they regret it and they wish it could change.
Oh, JoJo.
I had a friend on PlayStation for a good month that we were playing with him. Everybody thought his name was Inferno. No one paid it any mind until we realized it was actually spelled Infino because he spelled it wrong.
Oh my lord.
Oh.
Ever since that, like no one could even take it serious anymore when he joined parties or shit like that.
Jesus Christ.
It's
Damn,
funny.
damn.
But yeah, at least they can change names now. You know, even though every other service has been doing this for years, but it's all good.
Yeah, Xbox has been charging people. Come on, PlayStation, get with the program.
Could have been making that guap.
Right. So it'd be interesting to see. Don't be surprised early next year when this opens up to the public. A lot of friends on your friends list, you don't recognize them because they changed their username. Because the first one will be free, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be utilizing that.
Nah, yeah, that's when you get those OG Xbox messages. Your message to all friends and recent players. I just changed my name.
right.
This is me.
Come back.
You know who it is. Speaking of Xbox, Xbox officially gets mouse and keyboard support, which is funny because I thought it had it, but apparently it didn't. So like a couple weeks ago, Microsoft held this press conference. I forgot what they called it. But it was like an hour long, and they were basically talking about not games because they don't have any, but they were talking about improvements coming to X. No, it was an hour long press conference, and they did not talk about a single game. Phil Spencer sat on stage. That motherfucker interviewed him, talking about something. We got mouse and keyboard support, and Warframe's gonna be the first game. And it's just like, at this point, why don't y'all just build a PC? You play a mouse and keyboard on Xbox with Warframe? Like, come on, bro.
The one's a shitty computer. That's pretty much all it is at this point.
Yeah, Warframe is not a hard game to run, so it's like, especially because it gets optimized non-stop. So is anybody gonna be playing some Rainbow Six Siege mouse and keyboard on Xbox?
You know it. I'm about to kill everybody.
About to make Wings mad.
Yep.
He hates mouse and keyboard players.
Now more console players are gonna rage.
Oh my god, we're gonna lose this thing.
You're using keyboard and mouse on the Xbox.
All I'm saying is you got an Xbox One X, that's $500. You paid for that year of online play, that's another $60. You probably got 2 controllers, and now you have the mouse and keyboard. You might as well just build a PC. All that money you spending, you're basically a fake ass PC gamer at this point. So.
No, PC gaming costs too much.
It's $250. So that alone.
Nope, too much.
Too much. I don't know if the Xbox community cares about this. Do you think they do?
No.
Do they care about anything?
No.
Scalebound.
Play no.
Crackdown 3.
Right, come on, I care about Scalebound. Man. Come on.
Care about Gears and Halo.
Hey, look,
the
I would have
multiplats.
bought an Xbox for Scalebound. It probably would have came out for PCs. So
No, you already know that was coming on PC.
Yeah, so no, I wasn't buying an Xbox.
Matter of fact, if it came to PC, it probably would have saved the game because they stated the hardware wasn't powerful enough. The original Xbox, because this was before the X, I think.
I mean, we saw those trailers. Their frame rate was shit.
Yeah. She was running at a smooth 15. Very cinematic. Very cinematic.
Very.
So yeah. When does this roll out? I'd fucking close the article. Who cares? It should be rolling out soon if you want to play with a damn mouse and keyboard. Just make sure you get a keyboard with some tactile keys, basically. You know, don't get the regular keyboards, y'all. They ain't gonna do you no justice. And a good mouse, a good FPS mouse. Go on Amazon. It looks like Google and Microsoft are going to be waging the next big war. Google recently announced that and this came out of the blue, same thing with the Xbox thing. They have something they're working on called Project Stream. And what it is a game streaming service similar to PlayStation Now or like OnLive, that shit that failed back in the day, where they're going to have their own little marketplace and you'll be able to stream games from your computer. But the catch here is you don't need to download a client. It seems like you can just do it from your web browser, and you need a 25 megabit or higher connection. I got to see DB Fig stream Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So they're doing a beta right now, and you can sign up for it. I don't know if the signups are still there, but if you did sign up, you got Assassin's Creed Odyssey for free, and you can stream it from your computer's web browser. I saw DB Fig streaming it, and I had to say, like, I was thoroughly impressed by it. I could not tell he was streaming a game. Like, I didn't really see any artifacting. And keep in mind, he was streaming a game while streaming the game, like in some Inception shit, right? He's got a good ass connection, but also like I was just impressed because I did not see any artifacting. It looked like he was running that off a PC or a console. There hasn't been any type of price point or like pricing plan announced, but that's what they're doing. And then Xbox is also doing something similar called Project X Cloud, where they'll be able to stream console games as well from their little in the cloud shit. So basically a new war starting. I'm a little bit more impressed with the Google shit. Do y'all think this is the future, like streaming games, Jay?
Unfortunately, yes. It's inevitable. Like, we're going to go from an era where like physical copies, now we got digital. I know all the OGs like yourself, you still want to get the physical games, but now we're in the digital era, and eventually we're going to be in the streaming era for video games. So I remember like the rumors were coming around, even though that's, Xbox, Microsoft, and Sony and Nintendo reportedly are still going to come out with another console. But I remember one of the original rumors from Microsoft, at least, was that their next console was going to be just streaming only. Looks like they're kind of debunking that since they're coming out with this service, and they're going to come out with another physical console. But this is definitely going to be the future, man. It's just going to be a matter of when. So I mean, it's interesting. I'm more like you said, I'm more excited about the Google service, and I actually did get into beta, but nice. I was already like 8 to 10 hours into Assassin's Creed, and I don't think that I could bring that save over, so I'm not starting over. Fuck that. But I did watch DB stream it as well.
You didn't want to like just test it out for like 30 minutes, though?
I might. I'm gonna do it a little bit later. I'm gonna test it out just to see how it is. But I was watching him play, and I felt the same way you did. I was like, yo, this looks really, really good. I was like, yo, like if this actually works, like I might, consider doing that, and it could just take like basically the full load off of my computer.
My thing is, I feel like they gotta clean up that connection a little bit, because 25 is a lot to ask for. I looked it up. The average connection speed in the United States is 18 megabits. So they got to bring that down. They got to find a way. I think they will in time. But right now, I feel like 25 is too high for most people. If they could bring it down to like 5 to 10, I feel like I'd be more comfortable, because at the end of the day, you still need enough bandwidth to actually stream too.
Could be like a sweet spot. Yeah, a lot of people don't have that. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I don't think most people in America can actually like pull that off. Like,
right.
Legit, our infrastructure for internet's pretty bad.
I think
all these cable monopolies don't let us like get no good internet. No.
Yeah, because like if Google could, they would be around the entire U.S. But
of course.
But the other cable companies are blocking them from doing it. If they could though, then nobody would have that problem. Everybody would have Google service. So
I visited a friend in Austin, Texas, and he had 500 up, 500 down, and it made no sense. I just downloaded shit for fun just to see, because I don't live like that.
I got 150 up and down.
That's
I'm
too.
fine.
I got 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Bastard.
What's the name? I think one thing that worries me about this Project Stream shit is It's Google. Like there's like a joke that I read about at one time where it's like Google is not an actual tech company. Google is a tech company Google is actually an advertising company, but they like to do tech projects on the side. Because I mean, think about all the tech that they put out that's failed. Most of their money comes from advertising, YouTube, and then also the advertising on their actual Google search engine. So like, is this another just side project for them, or are they actually serious about getting into this and really trying to innovate in this field? Because they could actually do something. What is my question for them? Like, it's hard for me to take Google seriously. You got any thoughts on it, Ethos?
I think it's cool. It's just another way that we can purchase games and ease form factor. I think like this will definitely help like people who just can't afford. Basically, like it might turn into like a Netflix for gaming, and I think that's going to be really cool. As long as like pricing isn't over like crazy and over the top, but people who can't afford like really nice computers, and this might definitely help with that. And being able to afford like consoles and stuff like that. Maybe it's just subscription services. I've said for EA's. Oh, I said that's probably what I've been saying for a while. Might be the future because like EA is like EA's currently doing it with their Origin program. Like they're starting to build that platform right now, and I think other companies are going to start doing like Microsoft's doing it. What is it? Maybe Sony's probably going to do it in the near future. They're kind of doing it with PSN now, but that's kind of trash right now. But yeah, I think it's the future. I was watching DB Fake stuff too, and I was asking questions about it too, and it just looked like I couldn't tell the difference either. That's what blew me away. Like I thought he legit was playing it on his own computer, and he was like, "Nah, I'm playing on like a Google Chrome tab," and I was like, "Wow, that's wild." So.
And one of the main things, like besides the obvious connection, would be the latency, and that was why the other stream services failed, because the latency was crap. Like I remember like the PS Now service that crap. Like it was a good idea in theory, but the latency is terrible. But I was watching DB play it, and he was showing me a demo. He was like, "Look, when I move, like it's almost 1-to-1." So, if like I said, if they can get that down, but I do agree with you, T-Base, if they can maybe get the connection down a little bit, I think more people will be inclined to try it out. But for now, like from what I've seen, and I'm gonna try it out myself in a little bit later. Like it looks good. It looks good. So
it'll be able to turn even the most dusty PC into something that could actually play PC games. I guess my other one question too, I didn't really see anybody talking about, is you have to run these games through the Chrome browser, and Google Chrome is notorious for being a RAM eater. I would imagine streaming these games is going to eat even more RAM. So at bare minimum, is there going to be a high RAM requirement as well? Because if that is, it kind of defeats the purpose at that point. You might as well just build a gaming PC.
Another question.
Any kind of thing like this, like the better answer will always be just build a gaming PC. You know what I'm saying? Like that'll always be like just the end all be all, just fix to not dealing with any of that stuff. Because
I mean, you put a couple extensions on Google Chrome, you see how it just fucking heats your computer up. You got two extensions on that shit, bruh. Fucking a link shortener and a damn copy and paste extension, and fucking that shit will blow your damn computer up. And you talking about playing games out of Google Chrome?
You got like one tab open and it has like 6 different processes it's running. I'm like, how is this
8
happening?
gigabytes.
And then like, when you're out of internet, you're
is there gonna be an offline mode?
Yeah, this is
whatever service offers like, maybe a few, like you could have like 3 to 5 games like saved, downloaded with your
PlayStation Now is doing that now with the offline mode. So that'd be cool if they offered an offline mode where you could download, and
because Microsoft did it first.
Yeah,
so they have to follow suit.
But see, the thing, PlayStation Now, like I'm thinking on a huge scale of like games, like because Ethos said the Netflix of like a streaming service like this. That means they would have to have like a good amount of high quality games just to even be like considered to be, like.
Yep.
True. But it looks like they have Ubisoft on board at least. They want to try the Assassin's Creed. They're literally throwing Assassin's Creed out to everybody right now.
They really want you to play it. They believe in it.
I doubt every single company would want their game to be downloaded on a streaming service. You know what I'm saying? And I doubt that they would even want every single game to be downloaded on a streaming service. That's why I can see them limiting it to like a few numbers.
Now that I think about it, if gaming does go full streaming, how does sales work? Because we're seeing that issue with the music industry. Like it's like every 1,500 streams equals one album sale. How many like game streams equals an album sale? And for how long do they need to play for that stream to actually count as a sale? Because let's say I get Assassin's Creed on the Chrome and I only play it for 5 minutes and I don't like it. does that count as a sale? Like,
Yeah,
Probably
can you
a
give
little
it back? You can't
Yeah.
give it back.
Probably a little less because of the price of a game compared to the price of an album. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Probably takes a little less, but still probably a good amount.
a lot
I
of
don't know.
questions here, man. The future is looking interesting. It is looking interesting. Nobody really cares about the Microsoft thing, though. We're gonna announce a streaming program, but we don't got no games to play. Like, Jesus
Let's
fucking
spoil it,
Christ,
dude.
dude. Are y'all that dense at Microsoft? All right, so last couple things we got on the notes here. We got a couple new live action movies in the works, gaming related. The first of which is Capcom has announced a live action Mega Man movie. I know Ace is super excited right now. His ears just perked up. His Mega Man tattoo is glowing right now. So they released a statement. It'll be live action. It'll be produced by the people that did the Planet of the Apes films, I believe. It said, based on the influential and globally beloved Mega Man franchise, Capcom aims to appeal to a diverse audience, including not only game players, but action movie fans as well, with an adaptation that maintains the world of the Mega Man games while incorporating the grand production and entertainment value that Hollywood movies are known for. All right. All gaming live action movies fail. Is this one gonna fail too, or is this gonna be the one, guys?
If they have a clip of this GIF, like in the movie, it ain't failing.
Like a reenactment, like an Easter egg in the movie and shit.
It's Capcom. I don't think that this is going to do anything.
Oh no, yeah, this is bad.
Weren't they like almost bankrupt like a few years ago, and now they got movie money?
They got saved by Sony with Street Fighter.
Oh yeah.
That's how they ended up making an exclusive to that. But yeah, they were about to go down a hole.
So who you guys can see being casted as Mega Man?
I have no idea who's corny enough to be Mega Man in a live action film. I don't know.
Did you say Kevin? That'd be funny for two reasons. A, because you said he's corny, but also because he's black. I would just love to see people get mad. If Mega Man's not black, that shit would be fucking hilarious, bro. Like he's a fucking robot.
Ruining everything.
Oh my god. I talked about it, like I talked about this a little bit on my other podcast. I was talking about like some of the robots. I thought it would be funny to have like Kawhi Leonard as one of the boss robots, and maybe like Mark Zuckerberg or whatever his name is, and then Hillary Clinton, she'd be a good robot boss because they're all real robots and shit. We're gonna fight.
What is everyone's obsession with what's everyone's obsession with like making anime and cartoons into live action films? Who's asking for this?
Yo, it doesn't work.
I don't even like Mega Man, bro. What the fuck? Like Zero's cool, but
live action.
But the thing is, there's IPs that do work, but they always use the ones that don't. They always use the ones that require the most.
Use a more
CG,
grounded game.
like animation. Yeah, exactly. The most like extra stuff. No, they.
Like, what was that game with the white boy that was like hunting ghosts with the flashlight? What was that shit on Xbox?
Alan Wake?
Yeah, I can see like an Alan Wake movie. That's a little bit more grounded, but it's like still sci-fi, if that makes sense.
Yeah, word. That can. Yeah.
Alan Wake, yeah, that's an easy one. That could be it.
Like, there's games you could do, but it's like, geez.
Last of Us is an easy game. It's called
Logan. Facts. And then we got another movie that was announced. This one's especially interesting. Fucking Dance Dance Revolution, the phenomenon that swept America in the early 2000s. They're working on a game. The company behind it is working on a movie for this game. Here's the press release statement that they gave, if you're wondering how this is going to work. The DDR film will explore a world on the brink of the destruction where the only hope is to unite the universal language of dance. Stampede Ventures will partner with branded entertainment producers J. Todd Harris and Markham with Konami. The owners of the original property are also working on the project. So basically the world is on the brink of destruction. Frieza has come with another death ball. And you have to get out there and you have to dance your heart out like Stomp the Yard. What do you guys think of this DDR movie?
Yo, wait. Yo, keep this thing. Look, like a dance bundle. The shit comes with a dance pad, and you gotta play and dance with the people in the movie
For 2 hours straight. That's wild. And the thing is, you don't have to do it, right? You just do it if you want the secret ending, the true ending. You gotta torture yourself. So it's gonna have alternate endings, boy. That's fire, bro.
This gift
with the dance
alone.
god.
I can't
Yo,
take it.
word. The gift.
I'm not gonna lie, I was big on DDR back in like middle school. I remember they used to have it at my YMCA I used to go to after school. I used to love Dance Dance Revolution. it is a fire game, but it's one of those games. It's like, I don't know, like it doesn't need a movie. Like,
I just realized this man's playing on 2 pads in the gift.
Yes, he is killing it, ain't he?
Oh, yes.
Look at those feet move.
And when it comes to the competitive scene with DDR, it's the point where they're not even dancing. Like, it's just you're just moving your feet at that
my
point.
boy is just like hovering right now.
Like just fucking sliding across the
He got the
pad.
speed force in his damn ankles, bro.
Like, how do you practice for this stuff, man? I don't always wonder.
God.
Nah, but I actually could see them doing a thing where they release a pad with it that actually works with DDR games and shit like that. I don't know. Like, if you're going as ridiculous as a DDR movie, you might as well do like a ridiculous package with it.
But you making it sound like it's some straight to DVD shit. This sound like they trying to go take the theatrical route.
Shit.
They want you to go see it like My Hero movie.
Shit, that's not gonna work.
That ain't gonna work.
At bare minimum, the movie got to have a fire soundtrack.
Oh, it's gonna have a banging soundtrack. That's a fact. I was never into DDR, but like I know some of the mixes, and yeah, there's some heat there.
True. Any thoughts on it, Ethos?
I've never was into DDR, so I can't really comment on this. But all I can say is I'm pretty sure like somebody was just high or drunk and he just went in front of a producer and was like, "Yo, DDR movie." Just takes a. Whoa, I think you're onto something, man. Let's
Get the pen, write it down.
write that down. Let's get that funded. I don't understand. I really don't.
Yeah.
Yo, watch this shit be like Oscar winning. One of the best movies ever.
Like in the movie, the motherfucker dances to like the next dimension because his ankles open up with fucking a time travel or some shit. Like it's gonna be a good
fucking
one.
hard for a DDR.
I'll tell you what. The day that the first trailer drops for this movie, whatever year that is, I guarantee that's gonna be like the most popular video on YouTube that day. People are gonna be like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
It'll probably be one of those like highest disliked videos. You know, those always pop up.
Yeah.
Like
Do the kids these days even know what DDR is? I know it's still big in Japan, but like it's not big stateside anymore.
That has to be the only reason why they thought about even making it a movie, because of Japan.
Bro, I had someone ask me what Ratchet and Clank was who wasn't even that younger than me. And I was just like, yeah, and I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I told you that's why a lot of people think Uncharted is the pinnacle of gaming, because most people don't actually play games. They play Call of Duty, Madden, 2K, and Uncharted. So Uncharted is just a masterpiece to them when there's other games out there. Like,
yeah, it's wild for me because I saw this shit from like the come up. My pops was a big gamer, so he made sure we had like pretty much anything in the house from Super Nintendo and up. And like, so I've seen it. I've seen the growth. I've seen the rise and stuff. And I've then seeing these people who like don't even know like classic gems and shit like that. Like,
Facts.
that's weird.
Facts. Shit's not American.
Shit's changing.
Just not normal.
They're streaming their games now. They're not even buying them. What's going on in America? God damn it. Shit's changing too fast. But that's all I got on my show notes. Does anybody have anything else they want to add to the conversation before we wrap this one up?
Nah, we can wrap it.
Nope.
Facts.
Wrap it up.
All right. Well, you are the guest, Dan Natural, so you got the show floor. What is your final statement for your closing statement for episode 75? Go.
Once again, if you're new here, follow everything GI. If you're not new here and you're not, still follow everything GI. Dan Natural's on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Sometimes Twitch. I don't really stream that often, so don't really expect that. Yeah, this was fun. Good looks for pulling me up here.
Big facts. Yeah. And I'm gonna toss the floor to Ethos. Give your closing statement, and also let the people know. Do you feel like you contributed enough? Like, what percentage to the podcast do you feel like you contributed, Ethos?
I ain't gonna lie. In the first half, I might have gone.
And you cut out. Okay, there we go. This podcast is awful.
Explains it right there.
There you go. That explains.
All right. Thank you, Ethos, for that just mind-blowing statement.
Yeah, no problem, man. That's why I'm here.
All right, Jay, what's your closing statement for episode 75? Go.
Another podcast, Dandy Dream. Shout out to everybody that has been listening on all the podcast platforms and on YouTube. We will be at TwitchCon in 2 weeks, so if you see us, don't be a weirdo, because we won't say shit to you.
This guy. We have yet to meet a weirdo. Okay, so I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt.
You all have been
people
cool,
in real life ain't weird. This niggas on the internet.
Facts.
And let's see, my closing statement is just remember, take the show on the go. We are available on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, all of the major podcast outlets. We have a free app available for download. A lot of you guys don't seem to know it exists because every day you come into my Twitch stream and tell me about an article that I wrote on the site, and you would have known it was available if you had that app. Available on iOS and Android. It's totally free. Search Gaming Illuminaughty. Keep in mind that we spell Illuminati with the word naughty as in naughty or nice. Support us on Patreon at patreon.com/GI updates. If you're watching the video version of the podcast, there will be a link in the description box below. If you're unaware, the video version is at youtube.com/theblack-hokage. Other than that, this has been Gaming Illuminati episode 75. At first, I was barely alive, but I woke the fuck up. And now I have to go stream with Ace for like several hours. All right,
waiting on you.
All right. Everybody have a nice one. Peace.